Hello, everybody. We have Marko Ukota with us today. And Marko, in 2 sentences, what was your idea and how does it change the world?
Thanks for having me. So we're building electric motorcycles that outperform gas bikes in every way. They're not just about saving the environment. And if we make it big, I guess the percentage of motorcycles that are electric goes from 2% to maybe 80 in 10, 20 years.
Great. And how does the story begins? What was that moment when you said, okay, this is just an idea, a wish, a dream. Now let's make it real. Was that a moment after 10 beers or how did it happen?
I don't know if there's enough beer in the world to make it do such a thing, but yeah, it was a passion of mine for the longest time. I've raced motorcycles for 15 years. I lived all of the problems on my own skin. I liked electric. As a student, I built an electric bike, but in 2012, the batteries were very, very uncompetitive. So that went on a shelf. And then time went by. I built a career as a mechanical engineer, and I met two guys from aerospace, from Pipistrel, which is a well-known company here in Slovenia that makes electric aircraft. And yeah, they were top experts in the field of batteries and propulsions. I had that passion since forever and started talking to them about what's the latest technology, what's on the market, what can be done. We started pulling some data from my bike to see like how much power you need, how much range you need, what would that look like, what would be the motorcycle weight, what could be the price, like back of the napkin stuff. And it made sense. The numbers were adding up. It looked like we should be able to make a competitive bike at a competitive price. At the same time, we saw people making their own electric bikes at home, being very happy with them. This kind of grassroots movement happening because none of the incumbents was making anything. And I just decided I'm gonna register the company and then we're gonna figure it out somehow. And that's how it got funded.
Into the water.
Yeah.
Right. And like in the old days, you find just a garage and three enthusiastic guys start in the afternoon and in the evenings after your normal job. Yeah.
Exactly. I was a freelancer, so my work schedule was more flexible, but the other two guys had like a regular 9-to-5 job. Mm-hmm. So it was challenging, and also with zero funding, I funded it with my savings. In the end, I ended up putting everything I had saved up in, because the more we did, the more it made sense, the more you could see kind of the light at the end of the tunnel and the greatness that this could become. So yeah, I just gave it everything I had. In my mind, it's a window of opportunity because of this change from gas to electric. Mm-hmm. That is unique in, I would say, 50 years in the past and 50 years forward. The window is now, the 10 years now, and then it's gone. Then
you have to grab the chance and squeeze everything out of it you can.
Yeah. I got to give it my best shot, because in 2030 it's not going to be there anymore.
Love it. How long have you been doing this?
So the company was funded in 21. Mm-hmm. The first year we were figuring out how to tackle this, chasing different avenues. In 22, we kind of decided to build our own bike through just some other avenues that did not pan out. 23, we had the first rideable prototype. That's the background over here. And then 24, we started working on the Gen 2 that we're finishing now, the second prototype. And yeah, in January we closed funding. So now things have picked up the pace. We're all full time on this. So yeah, it's a different planet right now.
So the bike looks amazing. How does it feel to ride it?
Equally amazing. So I like to say it's like in Avatar when the guy sits on the bird and they connect with that bio USB port, because it feels really like you're at one with the machine. Everything is extremely intuitive because there's no clutch, there's no kind of RPM range where you need to be exactly there. There's no lag from the throttle input to what happens on the rear wheel. Everything is instantaneous. You always have the right power. The bike always reacts exactly as you think it's going to react. So you're able to prepare with your body in the right position. It's magic. You can really it's like being on a magic carpet.
Excellent. But if we compare the performance of your bike and the ordinary one, what's the difference? How close are they, or which is better?
It's superior, actually. We have 30% more power than the best gas bikes on the market in this category. The weight is comparable. It's 5 kilos more than a gas bike. The range is enough for a normal rider to complete the whole event, the whole session of riding. And of course, we're working on the production intent bike that's going to still increase the range further. Mm-hmm. And because it's so easy to ride, because there's no gears, it's just throttle and go. I would say 99% of the riders are immediately faster on this bike than they are on their own gas bike.
Great. And how about the buyers? Are they interested?
The buyers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have about 700 pre-orders now. We closed because it was enough for right now. We didn't want any more early believer discounts. Mm-hmm. And actually, a lot of it came from 22 when everything was just a render, essentially. So we did the design in CAD. We made some renders, we made a wonky website, and we made a contact form with an ability to put a little deposit down for a pre-order. And we just sent a press release out and literally didn't know what we were doing and just said, let's put it out there, see what happens. Mm-hmm. And it caught fire instantly. The world's biggest media picked up on it. In the span of 48 hours, we were featured in the biggest media of dirt bikes all over the world, in the States, Australia, Europe, everywhere. And I think in the first couple of days, we were at around 300 pre-orders or something like that. And yeah, the numbers just kept going up as we released new stuff on social media. We never run any ad campaign. It's all been organic. Just people that follow us and like what we do and respond to it.
Great. I like that. So in the terms of entrepreneurship, what surprised you the most in your journey, in a good or a bad way?
Mm-hmm. What surprised me in a bad way, I guess, is I was a bit disappointed in the whole kind of startup ecosystem in general. Because on the outside looking in, it looks like it's a very vibrant ecosystem. Deals are being made, investments are happening, and there's a growing network and blah, blah, blah. But when you actually participate in it, often you see that only one benefiting from organizing events are the organizers. The only one benefiting from the courses are the teachers, etc., etc. So there's a whole ecosystem that's meant just to kind of profit off of the entrepreneurial dreams of startup founders. So yeah, you need to be really, really careful and try not to be naive when people offer you help or try to coach you or whatever, because often there's an ulterior motive for that. In a good way, I guess. The amount of enthusiasm there's around, especially for startup founders, and that we were able to close the first round, which was a sizable pre-seed. I don't want to say the number, but I would say it's 3 to 4 times bigger than a typical pre-seed in this area, and we did it completely with angel investors. So yeah, that was great.
So when you're talking about this startup environment, are you talking about particularly in Slovenia, or do you think in, I don't know, UK and the USA is the same, or do you think they are different?
I think UK and USA for sure is not the same. I was talking specifically about Slovenia. I'm not sure in the greater other region how the situation is there. Of course, UK and the US are startup hubs, so it's different. Fundraising different. The numbers are different. But that's also why we already are starting work in the US. We have a team member from there, and we hope to raise the next round with US investment.
Excellent. So, what was the best business advice you received?
That's that's a hard question. I'm not good at these. It's like
some that stick with you and you say, okay, this really helped me on my journey. I haven't thought about this myself, and or is there something that you think is like your good idea that somebody else could use, and it could help somebody else with his journey or her?
I guess maybe launch as quick as you can, or put something out there as quick as you can. Don't hold it locked in a closet and tinker with it, because you don't know if the market's going to appreciate it. And the best way is to put it there, see where you screwed up, and work on repairing that as fast as possible. And don't worry from the beginning about doing things that don't scale. So in our case, if we would take like a Honda approach, we would be developing a bike in secret for 5 years and putting in hundreds and hundreds of man hours on every little faucet. But no, we said, okay, we got 30,000 euros and 3 guys. What can we do? We can't do Honda, but what can we do? And then we figured out a way to make a rolling prototype, bike that works, a bike that can show what we can do on the technological and performance level, a bike that can get customers on it and get feedback, that can show the world that we know what we're doing. And then that is the first step. And then the next step, you do it at a higher level. You make a production intent bike, then you go into validation, then into reliability testing, and blah blah blah. And then you have to do it step by step. You can't do it like a big company would do it, because you're gonna run out of money.
That's the beauty of startups, I think. And they can they can achieve even more than these big giants because of flexibility, and because that's perhaps the only thing, uh, the only way the thing works if you don't have enough money and all that funding and all that stuff. And if we repeat, because I think, if I understood you correctly, when you first spread the world, you didn't have anything concrete. You have just drawings, and you collect first pre-sales,
Yeah, kind of.
pre-orders.
I still wanted the numbers to be defendable. So we had CAD models, so 3D models. So we knew the capacity, we knew the power, we had the spec sheets of the components, but we didn't build anything physical at
Yeah.
that. Zero. It was all on a computer. So yeah.
Amazing, I love that. This is really inspiring story, because if you can do it with the bike, with something so innovative, I think other things are even uh, easier possible than this.
Yeah, for sure. Hardware is a special beast, especially automotive, of course, which is even worse than typical hardware because you can't. I mean, you can't build the car in a garage and sell five of them. Maybe yeah, you can kind of some exotic stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of investment that needs to happen before you can do that. But if you have software, for instance, yeah, you can deploy it very quickly, you can sell it very quickly, and then you can iterate and support and repair where you screwed up as you go along.
So I think now, when I'm listening to your story, if you would, I think there's not much you could change or would change if you would start again in 2021.
There are some things, of course. We probably lost a year and a half in time just through going in the wrong directions initially.
Mhm.
Of course, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't. At the time, it was the best idea. It just didn't pan out. We wanted to do a partnership with a traditional motorcycle company, share a platform, electrify it, and do some other stuff. But yeah, we quickly find out that A, they move very, very slow, and B, they aren't too interested in an electric bike that can compete with gas bikes because it wrecks it wrecks their business model a little bit. So yeah, after a year and a half of just being extremely slow because of working with that OEM, we decided to kind of blow it up and do it ourselves. So yeah, I would start immediately with that if I could.
I think you shared a lot of interesting information in really short period of time. Uh, so, if somebody would like to buy or pre-order or order, how long does he have to wait?
So right now you can't pre-order. We sold out the first batch, so that's it.
Yeah.
We're going to reopen them probably end of the year. That's when we plan to show the production model of the bike.
Mhm.
And then 26 is setting up production and going through all the homologation, certification, validation loops, everything that's necessary. And let's say in the fall of 26, we aim to start delivering the first bikes.
Excellent. So, at the end of this year, we should expect a big event.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Um, okay, I blocked out. I have a question in my head, but it went somewhere.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah. Um, yes. So I think the moral of the story is, uh, if you are on the right place, like you were with these guys from Pipistrel, and share the right ideas with the right people, uh, anything is possible. And I hope your goal is to be the biggest and most famous dirt bike producer in the world.
Well, the dirt bike is just the first step. So we want to be a big player in the motorcycle and, let's say, lightweight electric vehicle industry at large.
Love that. Love the attitude. So I don't know. I came out of the questions. Do you have anything to add? Some final thoughts?
Mm, yeah, I'm not good at these, I guess. If you wanna follow our progress and our story, you can either follow our page Flux Performance on Instagram or LinkedIn. You can also sign up on our website fluxmoto.co for the newsletter and a chance to maybe get a test ride that we're doing right now.
Wow! 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 Wow.
There we go.
Hold it there! Hold it there! That's interesting.
Yeah.
Uh, this is already possible.
Yeah, we had the first test ride event last 2 Saturdays ago
Okay.
in Italy. And it's basically we have a small group of selected riders that we pick from our list. And those that pre-ordered, of course, have an advantage.
Mhm.
Um, and we take these, let's say, 5 to 7 people, meet them on a track, and they test the bike. They test the various software solutions and settings. They give their feedback so that while we're developing the production intent model, we already integrate feedback from customers into the bike that's meant for the market.
Excellent. I love every part of your journey. I think you nailed it to the last bit. I really liked it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, I think before the next before the launch of the production bike, we could make another session where you will announce the event and we will share this with the public. And thank you for this talk. Thank you for all this information. I'm really thrilled, and it was great experience to meeting you and knowing you.
Thank you for inviting me and the chance to be on your podcast. It was a great pleasure also to talk to you and meet you. So I would love to do it again later this year.
Great. See you then.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye.